Suzette was born on November 17, 1878. She was famous for being an American social worker who specialized in improving rights of immigrants, especially those from Eastern Europe, and advancing child welfare, especially the regulation of child labor. She died on June 19, 1939. Bess Streeter Eldridge was born on February 7, 1881. She was famous for being one of the highest-paid women writers of the period. She wrote Mother Mason, and it was published in 1924. She died on August 3, 1954. Michael Anderson was born January 30, 1920. He was famous for being an English film director, best known for directing the World War II film The Dam Busters. He is currently living in Nebraska. Fred Astaire was born on May 10, 1899. He was famous for being an American film and Broadway stage dancer, choreographer, singer, musician, and actor. He died on June 22, 1987.
Marlon Brando was born April 3, 1924 in Omaha, Nebraska. He started Broadway in 1939 but quickly reverted to acting in 1950. Appeared on many known classics including The Godfather, The Wild One, and One-Eyed Jacks. Marlon Brando later died at the age of 80 in Los Angeles, California on July 1, 2004 and will always be remembered for being best movie actor of all time.
William Jennings Bryan was born on March 19, 1860. He was famous for being a leading American politician from the 1890s until his death. He was a dominant force in the populist wing of the Democratic Party. He died July 26, 1925.
John William Carson, or Johnny, was born on October 23, 1925 in Corning, Iowa. He later died in West Hollywood on January 23, 2005. He is an award-winning actor. He received 6 Emmy Awards, the Governor's Award and the 1985 Peabody Award. He starred in famous movies like Mr. President and Lewis and Clark.
Willa Cather was born on December 7, 1873. She was famous for being an American author who achieved recognition for her novels of frontier life on the Great Plains. She died on April 24, 1947.
Buffalo Bill Cody was born February 26, 1846 in LeClaire, Iowa. He lived there for several years before moving to Kansas. He was at first rejected to enlist in the military, but eventually got in as a freight caravan navigator. He later became a scout and received the Medal of Honor for gallantry action. He is famous for his shows with cowboy themes. He toured the United States and Britain. He died January 17, 1917 in Denver, Colorado.
Meet Harold Edgerton, who was born in Fremont, Nebraska, April 6, 1903. Edgerton is well known for his work with strobe light photography, and he worked closely with photographers to produce strikingly beautiful photographs. Edgerton also was instrumental in the development of side-scan sonar technology used to scan the seafloor for wrecks. He worked closely with undersea explorer Jacques Cousteau. His engineering degree came from UNL. Go Big Red!
Edward Flanagan was born in 1886. He was an Irish-born priest in the United States. He founded the orphanage known as Boys Town. It now serves as a center for troubled youth. Edward died in 1948.
Meet Henry Fonda, an actor born in Grand Island, Nebraska, who got his start in the business at the Omaha Community Playhouse. From there, he was cast in a number of Broadway plays, TV shows, and movies. During World War II, he joined the Navy for 3 years, and then went back into Hollywood. His last movie, On Golden Pond, was well received, and he won his first and only Oscar for Best Actor.
Gerald Ford was born on July 14, 1913. He was the 38th President of the United States, serving from 1974 to 1977. And prior to this, he was the 40th Vice President of the United States, serving from 1973 to 1974. He died on December 26, 2006.
Meet Ruth Etting. She was an American singing star and actress in the 1920s and 30s. She was born in David City, Nebraska in 1896 and went on to Chicago, where she became a vocalist even without voice lessons. She had 60 hit recordings and worked in stage, radio, and film. She died in 1978.
Robert or Bob Gibson was born in Omaha, Nebraska on November 9, 1935. He is famous for being the pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals and made it into the Baseball Hall of Fame. He is currently still alive and lives in Omaha, Nebraska, and is 78 years old. Joyce C Hall was born on August 29, 1891. He was famous for being a traveling minister who provided sparingly for his wife and children. He died on October 9, 1982.
Malcolm X was born on May 19, 1925 in Omaha, Nebraska. He was one of 8 children. After his father's death, he was raised in an orphanage. He grew up to become a civil rights leader and a minister in the Islam faith. He was a mesmerizing speaker, and he grew the Nation of Islam from 400 to at least 10,000 registered members. Malcolm X was assassinated on February 21, 1965. Meet Bob Kerrey. He is a politician who was born in Lincoln, Nebraska. He studied at UNL and received a degree in pharmacy from the University of Nebraska at Lincoln, 1966. Go Big Red! He went on to become the 35th governor of Nebraska, a United States senator, and before entering politics served in the Vietnam War as a U.S. Navy SEAL and was awarded the Medal of Honor. Bob Kerrey is still alive today.
Going to be about J. Sterling Morton. J. Sterling Morton was born on April 22, 1832 in Jefferson County, New York. He is most known for being head of the Department of Agriculture under Grover Cleveland. Along with that, he also built a 52-room mansion resembling the White House. He died on April 27, 1902 in Lake Forest, Illinois.
George Norris was born July 11, 1861. He was famous for being a U.S. politician from the state of Nebraska and a leader of progressive and liberal causes in the Congress. He died September 2, 1994.
Meet Edmund Perkins, businessman and inventor from Hastings, Nebraska. Edmund Perkins was born in 1889 in Lewis, Iowa, and then moved to Hendley, Nebraska as a young boy, and then to Hastings, Nebraska. He invented Kool-Aid and sold it for 10 cents a package. He dropped the price to a nickel during the Great Depression and eventually relocated to Chicago and sold the company in 1853.
Pershing was born on September 13, 1860. He was famous for being a general officer in the United States Army who led the American Expeditionary Forces in World War I. He died on July 15, 1948.
Marie Suzette Sandoz was born on May 11, 1896. She was famous for being a novelist, biographer, lecturer, and teacher. She was one of Nebraska's foremost writers and wrote extensively about pioneer life and the Plain Indians. She died on March 10, 1966.
Evelyn Sharp, nicknamed Sarpy, was born on October 1, 1919 in Millstone, Montana. She moved to Ord, Nebraska with her adoptive family. She was offered to be taught how to fly. She was among one of the first females to fly. She was one of the original women's auxiliary ferrying squadron pilots with over 3,000 flights logged when she joined the military during World War II. She died April 3, 1944 in a plane crash. She was only 24 years old.
Standing Bear was a Native American chief. He was born around 1829. He told the U.S. Supreme Court in 1879 in Omaha that Native Americans were persons with meaning of law. He won that argument. He married one wife and became head of the tribe. He died in 1908.
Darryl Zanuck was an American film executive and producer. He played a major part in the Hollywood studio system. He was born September 5, 1902, and died December 22, 1979.
Meet Edward Creighton, a prominent pioneer businessman in Omaha, Nebraska. He was the first president of the First National Bank of Omaha. Together with his brother John, they built many Omaha businesses, including 2 hospitals and Creighton University. He and his brother also worked on the transcontinental telegraph line between Omaha and Sacramento. Creighton died in 1874. Meet Peter Sarpy. He was born in 1804 in New Orleans, Louisiana, and then at the age of 19 moved up the Missouri River to what is Nebraska Territory and worked for a fur trading company. He eventually established several fur trading posts and even got into the ferry business where he helped move people and supplies across the Missouri River. He helped found the first post office in the city of Bellevue and lay out the city of Bellevue. He died in 1865. Meet the Oracle of Omaha. This is Warren Buffett, who was born August 30th, 1930, in Omaha, Nebraska. He is considered to be the most successful investor of the 20th century. He is the chairman, CEO, and largest shareholder of Berkshire Hathaway and consistently ranked among the world's wealthiest people. He still resides in the house he bought in 1958 in Omaha.